Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. With this, we're going over the new TCG ban list that was just revealed today, and it's going to be effective starting tomorrow. And so we're going to get started here. And with the unlimited, we have Cyberjar. Cyberjar just hasn't done anything, so it makes sense that it's unlimited. We have Danger Jackalope. So Danger Jackalope and Danger Tsukinoko. Danger just hasn't done anything in a long time. It was convenient as a easy level 3, so you can go into rank 3s and get a draw out of it. It just isn't that great anymore, and Danger needs it. Just give it to them, and hopefully that means we get new Danger support because that's such a cool TCG archetype. And then we have Eva Unlimited. So this card, I mainly remember seeing it in like Drytron, and because that has been relevant in such a long time. Unlimited here, and Perform Power Monkey Board. Same thing with the other cards here. Just these cards haven't been relevant such a long time, and Perform Power Monkey Board. We got to give Pendulums everything they need because they haven't really made a splash in a long time. And so here on the semi-limited list, we have Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. So Black Dragon Collapse Serpent is a pretty convenient chaos card. And so having this card back at 2, sure. Ryzio here, so you can see Ryzios are getting hit. And it makes sense. They're pretty strong, pretty powerful, and this looks like just a great way of just reducing them a bit and just kind of seeing of how it plays out, if it's going to reduce the consistency enough. Same thing with Malice here. You can see Malice Dormouse, Malice White Rabbit. If you guys have seen my combos for that archetype, you could see that it was very powerful and it was easy to get one-card combos going. And so I could see why they're semi-limiting, and they're just kind of testing the water to see how strong this archetype is and if it's able to bounce with this. I think they can, just because it was super consistent. And so this is just going to slow it down a bit. It's just going to not be as consistent as it was before. Morphing Jar, it's not as powerful as it used to be. Snake Eye Ash and Snake Eyes Poplar. This card, both of these cards were limited before. I think in the previous ban list they got limited, and so here they're at semi-limited. And yeah, same thing with this. Just other archetypes have kind of taken their place, and it's kind of crazy that they're right away going to semi-limiting this. Usually because it takes years for them to touch the card after they impact it like this. Like at least for going from limited to back to semi-limited, and so it's interesting to see that. And we see Sword Ryzio. Again, it's just another way of slowing down Ryzio, just hurting its consistency. Unchained Soul of Sharvara. This card was limited from what I remember, so we're getting at 2. I'm sure Unchained players are going to be very happy with that. And then White Dragon Wyver Burster, they have to put this card semi-limited if they're going to do that to Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, just to kind of go with each other. And then Malice and Underground, again, just the same thing as the other ones. It just looks like they're just hitting them just to hurt their consistency a bit. And I'm kind of curious about building updated deck profiles for these just to see how much this impacts it. And then for the limited, we have Bystial Druisworm. So Bystial Druisworm is my favorite of the Bystials, just because anytime this card got removed, I could just remove something on the board, non-destructive form of removal. It was just very convenient and very easy to use here. So seeing that limited is going to suck for me, but I could see why they hit it here, just because we did see Magna get hit previously. Dimension Shifter, this card has always been super annoying ever since Flandreese was able to utilize it, and so having this at limited is great. I just don't like this type of card. Before I continue the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have a Patreon where you can help support the channel while also influencing the content I create. The link will be in the description, so make sure to check it out. Masterpiece of True Draco Slaying King. A lot of players that love this card, and so having access to a boss monster like this is going to be very nice for them. Same thing with Mathmech Circular. This card was insane. It created a new term in Yugioh, just having a circular here. And yeah, having it limited, I think it's going to be very great for Mathmech players. We see Ryzio Detonator at 1. This is another way of hitting Ryzio, and that they're definitely not going to be happy with that. So we have Bonfire Limited. Bonfire has been a generic search that has been pretty amazing, and it's kind of changed Yu-Gi-Oh a lot just because they dropped a bunch of fire support and a bunch of ways of searching things out. New searcher, but having it at 1 copy, I think it's a great spot just so that you could automatically, for a Pyro deck, add this card in. Then we have Brilliant Fusion that has been banned for a long time, so having it limited is pretty fun, and I think a lot of players are going to have fun with kind of playing that around with that. Crossout Designator is an interesting one, just because I think it seems like a lot of decks have just been running a bunch of hand traps, and so since you're running pretty much one of every hand trap, you're able to counter everything, and I guess Crossout Designator has been too powerful in that sense. Having it at 1 is pretty crazy, just because it seemed like a pretty generic card, but I could see why they hit it. It just seems a little wild. And then Triple Tactic Talents is just a very rewarding card, especially during a hand trap heavy meta. And so being able to just play this card and get value immediately after your opponent does something is nice. But having it limited, I could see that it's just become a staple, and definitely a lot of people. It's just that I don't really see a lot of people running 3 copies, usually 2. And so I think just wanted to reduce the consistency of that, but still keeping it there. Now let's see the ban. So forbidden, we have Nightmare Griffin. So Nightmare Griffin deserves to stay banned, and it should just stay there. Link Decoder. I think it was Malice that was able to abuse Link Decoder, and so I could see it just getting banned here. Abyss Dweller. It's kind of funny seeing Abyss Dweller here just because it's been a card that for a lot of years I just kind of put it in there as a flex spot. It's a very powerful card. It's currently a graveyard meta. Abyss Dweller can really shine, and so seeing it placed in the forbidden list isn't really too shocking for me, and it's just a great card. It's also a generic rank 4. Bahamut Shark, that sucks. that was fun. Way of just going into totally awesome. Anytime you were able to make a water deck, it was fun to put this card in and get totally awesome in. And so seeing that banned is a little sad, but hopefully we get like new Paleozoic support just so we can play with toads. But yeah, otherwise that looks like that's the ban list. It's a pretty impactful ban list. There's definitely a lot of archetypes that I have to look over and see just what to update. And if you guys want to see anything in particular, let me know. Maybe you want to see Malice, Snake Eye, even Danger, just to play around with Jackalope and Tsukinoko could be pretty fun. Of course, we have things like Bahamut Shark that are pretty impactful for the smaller decks as well, the more rogue decks. But an impactful ban list nonetheless. And I'm glad that they hit some of these cards that have been very problematic for a while. But yeah, is there anything you wanted to see on this list? And if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.